Hello everybody, here I am. Originally I intended to have my next video be Farel talks about a certain female character, but alas, things have changed and that's gonna be probably the next video. Today, however, I wanted to talk about a certain topic, nerds.
I heard a lot of people address this lately. Why are nerds being bullied? Everyone had their own theories and a lot of them popped out at once. Some said it's because you're different. Some said it's based on race, gender, intelligence. And finally, they're just jealous.
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
Okay. I want to say that it is a possibility, but very unlikely. There's a lot of possible reasons. And I personally always like to side with the caveman instinct theory. Well, that being superior over the weaker ones and all that. In any case, there's a lot of possible reasons, but there's also a lot of nerd archetypes which are also associated with the way they perceive the way they're treated by others. I've created 5 nerd archetypes, and as much as I don't like Big Bang Theory, this show will serve me as an example.
So, you guys work with Leonard and Sheldon at the university? I'm sorry, do you speak English?
Oh, he speaks English, he just can't speak to women.
Really? Why?
He's kind of a nerd.
First, let's start with the wimp. This is the type of pessimistic nerd who's quiet and shy. And quite awkward. They're often too afraid to change. It's a pretty simple concept. Off to the next.
I'm sorry, but in what universe is Wonder Woman blonde?
Relax, no one's gonna be looking at her hair.
The creep. This is a guy who's proud of who he is, often not afraid to talk to women or people in general, but in a bad way. This is the guy who just thinks his pickup lines are awesome and everyone likes what he likes. And if someone doesn't like what he likes, he wants to make him like it. I guess it's nice that the creep doesn't hide his nerdiness, but on the other hand, he's a creep, and he lacks empathy to even comprehend that.
Charles, what's the name of your poster, and what exactly does it say about student life at the Century's Edge?
It's more of a personal mission statement.
Mission Impossible, he means.
This almost makes them stop being nerds and instead come off as pervs. You guys can be the judge on what's worse. But now to something different.
I can't believe he fired me.
Well, you did call him a glorified high school science teacher whose last successful experiment was lighting his own farts.
In my defense, I preface that by saying, with all due respect.
The snob. This type of nerd was clearly raised with the "they're just jealous" thought in mind. The snobs are very arrogant and often isolate themselves from others by claiming to be way better at anything possible. They often focus on one thing and excel at it. I don't always like the way these characters are portrayed, like Squidward from SpongeBob. He plays his clarinet day and night. That's the thing he tries being the best at. Then why on earth is SpongeBob in some episodes better at it than Squidward? I could buy that Squidward is an amazing genius musician and people just don't like the sound of the clarinet, but SpongeBob can pull it off? Just because Squidward doesn't like SpongeBob makes his instrument sound terrible? Side note, half of freaking Bikini Bottom hates SpongeBob. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, so Tyra Banks is about to kick someone off America's Next Top Model.
Excuse me, Penny, but we're
don't tell her.
playing Klingon Boggle.
What do you mean, all? Like she didn't know we were nerds?
The fit-in. This is the type of nerd who's ashamed of being a nerd and does a makeover. This is what Grease or She's All That were all about. Change yourself so that people like you. This all reminds me of Trixie Tang from Fairly Odd Parents and how a lot of people seem to admire her that she's both a girly girl and a nerdy girl who reads comic books. However, that makes her actually even less likable to me. This means that she's not empty-headed and has a brain, but she rejects it. And that's just one form of rejection. We have various other types, from the simple abandonment to the always present shadow from the closet.
You're me, and there's no denying it!
This type has no spine. These people deny their very self to be liked. But I suppose some will say that I keep talking about evolution and change and how they are a very good thing, so how can I be mad at the fit-in? Well, let me tell you about someone else. A guy. A person with courage. A heart on the right place, and the spirit of the samurai. That's right, it's the guy! The guy is not overly proud of whom he is, but also isn't ashamed of it. The guy knows that not everyone will want to talk about the stuff that he likes, hence he doesn't talk about them with just anyone. And finally, the change the guy undergoes is not for the sake of someone liking him, but for himself. It's much harder to find a good example of this, but I think I might have one. Our guy, Elliot from Scrubs. Elliot is likely, from the main cast of Scrubs, the character I like the least. She does come off as a dumb blonde that tends to be emotionally excessive, but in reality, she's also pretty much the outcast during the show's beginnings. She's finally tired at one point of the way others treat her.
The point is this: if you want to be different, then be different.
So she changes. She becomes mature and stops relying heavily on the help of others as she used to.
What do you want me to do?
Apologize to my patient and tell him it was your mistake, no big deal?
Think I'm gonna pass on that one. See, I got you pegged as one of those spineless types. It's not gonna cause me any trouble no matter what I do.
And instead fights for what she wants and believes in.
Dr. Moore, you're gonna give Mrs. Farr the abdominal CAT scan, and I'll tell you why. You remember that colon patient of mine that you screwed up on? I'm gonna tell him exactly whose fault that was, and then I'm gonna spend every waking second helping him figure out how to physically and financially bitch slap you, even if the end result is that we both get our asses fired. Your move, Chuckles.
Bring her down.
Elliot.
Hell yeah!
Wow. And that's what the guy really is about. Don't show off being smart. Don't try forcing others into your fads if they don't like them. But also, don't act ashamed of who you are, and don't try to fit in. Be friends with people you like, and that's that. That's basically everything I had to say for now. Bye!
Stu, what are you doing?
Nothing. Eek.
That's it? Give it time. It'll eat at you.